Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Namanishta will be joining 2 minutes. Let's wait.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Actually, there are more are coming. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. So you can take a good class. Mine.
We need your help, guidance, Prabhu. So
somebody does kirtan.
Here, okay, 1 second. Malini Mataji, are you available? Just 2 minutes, Kirtan.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Just quick. Yeah.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gopasta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Rangaraj Prabhu and Mali Sundari Mataji. Thank you. Okay,
Namanishta
just
Prabhuji. We are parents of Siddharth and Swaroop, Shabda Haridas.
oh,
Blessings.
oh, wonderful. Sorry, I could not see. Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yes, we are very, very fortunate to have His Grace Namanishta Prabhu today. So I think majority of us know him, but still for my own purification, with Prabhu's permission, can I say a few words, Prabhu? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So His Grace Namanishta Prabhu is temple president, ISKCON Mangalore, Radha Govinda Temple. Prabhu has joined ISKCON 1993 and served in Bangalore for some years, then moved to Mangalore. And in Mangalore, Prabhu has started with especially the youth preaching or college preaching, and he have found a tremendous success in that. After that, recently, I mean, last 2 years during the COVID outbreak, Prabhuji has gone online. Today, at one of the most successful temple, I can say, in the world who preaching, Prabhuji and his team has reached out more than 5 lakh. Please correct me, Prabhu, if I am wrong.
7 now.
7 lakhs. Okay. I'm outdated. And more than 150 teachers now. Maybe correct me that.
Atul Krishna Prabhu has come here to train 20 devotees now for Bhakti Shastri teaching.
Oh, wonderful.
Today we are starting.
Wonderful, wonderful. And more than 13 languages. 11 languages. Okay. And I know I attended a few of the classes. It's so wonderful. Full Zoom is full, all the classes. Thank you, Prabhu. And wonderful preaching happening. And on behalf of His Grace Naharaj Chaitanya Prabhu, our temple president, and all congregation, like to welcome you for your nectar today. Please enlighten us, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Om Gyanativradasya Gyananjanashalakya Chakshurpritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishra Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunamadi Pashata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So I will only share the screen, Prabhuji. You have to give me permission to share the screen to show the shlokas.
Yes, Prabhu, you can do it now.
Yeah. So these are the 2 shlokas. Yes. So this is online only, no? Everybody is online?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Swarga Pavarga Dwaraya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire. Nashta prayasha vadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloki bhakti bhavati naishtiki. Swarga pavarga dvaraya nityam shuchi sade namaha. Namo hiranya virhyaya chaturuhotraya tantave. Swarga pavarga dvaraya nityam shuchi sade namaha. Namo hiranya virhyaya chaturhotraya tantave. Swarga pavarga dvaraya nityam shuchi sade namaha. Namo hiranya virhyaya chaturhotraya tantave. Anybody like to chant the shloka?
Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Prabhu.
Go ahead, Matish.
Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.37. Swarga pavarga dvaraya nityam suchishade namaha. Namo hiranya viryaya chatur hotraya tantave. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? Because I don't know whether everybody is allowed to unmute. I'm not sure about it. So you can go ahead, Prabhu. You are muted, Prabhu. Could you please unmute? Namaste, Prabhu, you are muted.
Swarga, the heavenly planet, Apavarga, the path of liberation, Dvaraya, unto the door of Nityam, eternally, Shuchi Sade, unto the most purified, Namaha, my obeisances unto you, Namaha, my obeisances, Hiranya, gold, Viryaya, semen, Chaturhotraya, the Vedic sacrifices of the name, Tantave, unto one who expands. My Lord, O Aniruddha, you are the authority by which the doors of the higher planetary system liberation are open. You are always in the pure heart of the living entity. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you. You are the possessor of semen, which is like gold, and thus in the form of fire. You help the Vedic sacrifices, beginning with Chaturhotra. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktan Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Swarga indicates a position in the higher or the heavenly planetary system, and the word Apavarga means liberation. Those that are attached to the karma kandi activity described in the Vedas are actually entangled in the three modes of material nature. The Bhagavad Gita therefore says that one should be above the dominion of the fruitive activities. There are different kinds of liberation. Mukti, the best mukti is to engagement in the devote service of Supreme Lord. Not only does Lord Aniruddha help fruitive active by elevating them to the high planetary system, he also helps the devotees engage in devote service by dint of his inexhaustible energy. If the heat is the source of vital energy, the inspiration Lord Aniruddha is the energy by which one can engage in executing devotional service. So I'll take class on this shloka first, Prabhuji. It's fine, or I read both the shlokas?
Okay, Prabhu. Whatever you desire, no problem.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Shubhodaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shurnivadi Pashtad Deshatari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. My voice is clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. We are able to hear you.
Okay. So now I was just recently meditating on this pastime. This pastime of the Lord Shiva instructing Prachetas. And the first thing the Lord Shiva was very happy about was the brothers having a cooperative spirit. And then if you reflect this pastime connected to the pastime of Jaya Vijaya being cursed by the four Kumaras, there is some similarity there. What is similarity? In the spiritual world, the slightest offense is not allowed. They're immediately kicked out. In the metal world, like in a day, consciously, unconsciously, we do hundreds of offenses. Whole atmosphere, we see, pick up a newspaper, what offenses? Offense means you speak something that hurts somebody. What offenses? People are throwing bombs at each other. Constant war, or even not sort of war. Pick up a newspaper. How much pain one person is giving another person? Not just verbal. Verbal is a criminal offense generally. Physically, looting, plundering, killing, isn't it? Abusing. And look at the spiritual world. When 4 Kumaras, they heard from Brahma, that Supreme Narayana is there. Someone we want to see him. And because they're sons of Brahma, they had the power to travel. They reached the abode of Vaikuntha. And then, the 7 doors, the last door, Jaya Vijaya said, no, you're not going to enter. It was an office. It was an office. Suppose, I'll come back to this topic. Now, yesterday I was taking class on that topic. We are not advanced like you in 4th canto. We are in 3rd canto at the temple. So I was just meditating on that. So now, because both are connected to the spirit of offenseless life, and Lord Shiva was happy with Prachetas, you brothers have to cooperate. There is no offense amongst you. Isn't it? If you go to the court today, 50% cases are brother-sister fighting for property. We just say crores of cases. What are the cases? Just go to the content. Useless cases. Brother-sister can't settle. If they can't settle a property dispute, who can settle that? Okay, you can't settle a property dispute with a neighbor, I can understand. With a brother-sister, you cannot sit down with the family and settle it out. You say, brother only, give it. But why fight in court, in public? Isn't it? So people are offending each other. And at those situations, they even curse each other. Brothers and sisters, I've seen. They curse each other. They don't see each other's face. So common order. So now, so the slightest offense that the 4 Kumaras did was not tolerated. Slight. It was a very slight offense compared to what is going on in this world. They did not, shout at them. They did not hit them with the sticks. Nothing, This is you can't go. Small kids. Actually, various reasons, the Krishna's arrangement, this happened. But going back to the lesson that we learn from that how much we have to learn. Because in the spiritual world, any person entering who can do a slightest offense will not be allowed. It's an abode of love. And this world is the abode of lust. Somebody was telling me the Karna is the hero of Mahabharata. So what was the person's life ambition? His ambition was, I want to be the best archer. What was Arjuna's ambition? To satisfy Krishna. You're putting both on the same pedestal. Here is a person whole life thinking only of his own ahankara. Here is a person just thinking to serve the Lord. How can you bring them on the same platform? Yeah? You cannot bring them on the same platform. Here is a person just is saying, I don't want to fight this war. I don't want kingdom, my Lord. I don't want anything. So Krishna said, I want the war. Or you want the war. I'll sacrifice everything. He sacrificed his own grandfather. He killed actually in one sense. He's the one who killed. And he just sacrificed everything for Krishna's pleasure without wanting anything. He had no desire. I want to do the greatest archer, nothing. He just was a devotee of the Lord and wanted to serve. Now, this kind of energy, okay, first thing, I think, go to the Aniruddha, the energy to serve later, but this thing that a slightest offense should not be there in our heart. Therefore, it is said, Dharma pujita kaitvatara parmo nirmasaranam sata. This pure message of Srimad Bhagavatam can only be drunk within the heart of who has no envy for anybody. Offense comes when you have envy for somebody. You hate somebody, you don't like somebody, then you push him down, speak something to dispossess him of what he has. That's called envy. You have something, I don't want you to have it. isn't it? That's called enviousness. Why you should have it? So this is the very special element in the prayer. And here is Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is as generally not known in our so-called Hindu society or multi-gods. Lord Shiva is not a god. He's the greatest servant. And he's offering these beautiful prayers. In fact, many times the class time.
Here's Aslas Florence. 799 site.
So in the class time, what happens is that many times people ask this question. When you show them the prayers of this Rudra Geet, these are all prayers for Lord Shiva, to Lord Vishnu, which are revealed by him to Prachetas. These are called Rudra Geet. Just like we have Bhagavad Gita, we have so many Gitas. These are a set of verses where Lord Shiva opens his heart out and glorifies his Lord. So the very sweet verses. And sometimes when somebody doesn't accept or understand that Shiva is a great servant of the Lord, not a competitor God, all I do is to just make them read few of the verses. They say, I'm sorry. I say, you accept this? Yeah, I accept the Bhagavatam. I have respect for Bhagavatam. See, Lord Shiva is openly glorifying the Lord with great heart. So this makes very clear. Now let us look at the certain elements from this verse. Now generally our society is in the Karma Kandiya picture. Just like we just come back from Vrindavan, we had a very nice parikrama of Vrindavan. And the tendency of the people is that to take the blessing. What do? They touch this, touch that, anything they want. Give me some Ashirvada. And kind of an Ashirvada that all my material activities become successful. That is the kind of Ashirvada people are seeking. Even when they go for pilgrimage. If you tell them today is a very auspicious day, and if you ask anything, it will be fulfilled, they run. That is generally the nature of people. And you take them to some place, you say, here you can eat the mud, you can do that, all your desires will be fulfilled. They are excited. So generally in the society, the Karma Kandiya feature has become the strongest. And all the religions today, the focus has remained on heaven and hell. There is little picture, little understanding. There is very little understanding of I think now the kirtan got over in the background. So there is very little understanding of the spiritual world. The domain of the spiritual world is not revealed. Even in the what generally people sit and see the TV series, the access to the spiritual domain is not for an ordinary person. Krishna does not reveal that. When he says Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati, it is what he's telling Janati is beyond what generally people know about Krishna. Generally in the society, people do not study Bhagavad Gita, do not even know the basics, the difference between body and soul. And they plunge into the leelas of the Lord, not knowing who is Krishna, not knowing who is Radha, not knowing who is Arjuna, and then they start khichdi analysis. There was this Mangalorean, very rich person, and he decided to make Mahabharata. It was a big news actually. Somehow now he's bankrupt. $2 billion he wanted to spend. And he said, and very reason he was people, I said, I'll make a profit of $5 billion. 10,000 crores he was ready to spend. And that Mahabharata was based on one South Indian author of Kerala who has written an interpretation that actually Bhima was there in the Mahabharata. Nobody talks about from his picture. A very literary piece. He got Academy Literary Awards also for that. But you know, Bhima is Madhvacharya, according to Shastra. The next birth he takes is Madhvacharya. And Madhvacharya has written Mahabharata Tatpar Nirnaya. If you want to analyze Mahabharata through the eyes of Bhima, please read Mahabharata Tatpar Nirnaya, not that idiot's analysis. The why he makes, and if he, and the analysis, if you read, the Bhima feeling envious. He didn't get anything, you know. Yudhishthira got the kingdom, Arjuna got all the fame. This fellow did a lot of work in the Mahabharata war. He was really very instrumental. If anything, next to Arjuna, it was he who was the one who killed all the brothers also. So, you know, the Bhima's picture, the whole Mahabharata, it's a different literary piece. Not a got Academy Award for that. So many awards he got for that. And he wanted to put that Mahabharata into the public domain. How much damage it would have done for us in the sense, how much work it increases for us. Suppose you are a science teacher and some fool starts teaching and teaches a mess. How much he increases your work now? You know, confusion has been created. Things have been told which are not true, which are not logical. So why is he? It's not that nobody feels he's doing wrong. He's misled into doing, nobody at heart wants to give a wrong picture. No, that's all he knows, and he feels that's the best because he doesn't have access to the spiritual domain. And without access to the spiritual domain, people remain on what is karma kandiya level. And all the serials that we watch about Mahabharata or anything that we read Ramayana, that is why we don't watch them. We recommend people not to watch. There is a reason, apart from a strict reason, that Shavanam naiva kartavyam sarpochishta payorata. Harikatha amritam, arita harikatha, get up, Shavanam naiva kartavyam. Sarpochishta, just like a milk touched by lips of a serpent, if I give it to you. Suppose even in some place, when lizard fell in the food, all food poisoning happened. All people got serious stomach problems. Would you eat that food? No. The snake touches, would you touch that? No, you will not touch that. So it is said even Harikatha, which is not coming from a devotee, we should not hear. So that is a very serious reason, because Harikatha has to see what is the difference. Sometimes you forget there's a difference between Krishna Katha and Grama Katha. Grama Katha is loaded with material emotions. It was loaded with Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Masari. It's not just a statement. The statement is loaded with all that energies. I love you, I like you, I hate you. These are all material emotions. So the words are loaded. I'll kill you. So I'm speaking, I'll kill you, but the words are loaded with the material emotions. It's not a dead statement. By hearing a bad person, we can become bad. Because it's not giving a concept only. Apart from the concept, is Kama, Krodha, Lobha is loaded on it. Just like, you getting it? The Shabda carries consciousness of a person. So the same statement made by two different persons can have different effect. One person says, we can drink liquor. Other says, I want to drink liquor. Now the other person is the addict. And if you interact with him, straight he pulls you to the same level of addiction. So apart from that, rather we hear devotees, because devotee takes a different picture. He is loaded with Krishna consciousness. Every word is loaded with Krishna consciousness. Now a devotee, because he's loaded with Krishna consciousness, has access to another domain, spiritual domain. And our heart is actually seeking for that. We are hungry and thirsty for that. But as Prabhupada says in the first canto of Bhagavatam, the third verse says that Nigama kalpataro galitam phalam shukamukad amrita davarasamatam pipa the Bhagavata, keep drinking the Bhagavata rasa, because Bhagavata is loaded with bhakti and loaded with devotion to the Lord, of pure devotion. And here it said Anuruddha, the Lord gives impetus for such. And we can so much enjoy this relish and the devotion to the Lord, because now it is loaded with another energies, not Satchaguna, Tamoguna, Rajoguna. This is loaded with Samvit, Sandhini, Hladini, spiritual energies of the Lord. Therefore, we never miss an opportunity to, whenever we get time, because once we get addicted, to the spiritual rasas that shows our spiritual advancement. Therefore, Prabhupada used to say, keep pouring in. The Bhagavatam has a statement that for a person who is always pouring in the message of Krishna consciousness within his heart, the sun cannot take away a day from his life. Generally, what happens, sun by both rising and setting takes one day out of your life. That's how you define time. How do you define time? Time is defined connected to a movement of some object, philosophically. So the sun is moving, takes one day out of your life, and finally life is over. So every day, one day it takes away. Our day of opportunity is taken away. Whatever you want to achieve, it takes away one day, sun. But he cannot take away a day from a devotee. Now this looks controversial. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, what are you saying that the Bhagavatam says it cannot take away? Prabhupada said, because, no, Prabhupada, just wait. He's also going to die. Prabhupada says, no, a devotee doesn't die. He's going to live. What? He's going to live. Yes. For a devotee, death is just like thunder and lightning. When there is a thunder, definitely there is pain. But after that, there is light, bright light. So the spiritual world is also like that. But when you die, all of us have to die. There will be pain. Definitely there is going to be pain. And mind it is going to be the greatest pain you experience in your life. All body will be torn into pieces. All your relations will one moment, imagine you're separated from all your friends, relatives, well-wishers, and the whole body is breaking down. This is like hundreds of scorpions biting you together. That much kind of pain we're going to experience. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be painful. But at the same time, at the same opportunity, we will have an opportunity because if somebody is a devotee, there is a pain, but then there is a light. Just like when we take thunderstorm, and bright light, correct? That's good. That's what happened. The lightning comes. There is thunder and lightning. So similarly, there is thunder, there is pain. But at the same time, with the pain, there is lightning. So he's not going to die. He's going to live and live forever after that. He's not going to die. He enters the spiritual world and lives forever with bright happiness, without any difficulties. Now, access to the spiritual concepts and spiritual domain is only for a devotee. A non-devotee cannot have. Therefore, we tell people, what is the goal of life? I want to go back to Godhead. It's so surprising. What happened to you? There was once Srila Prabhupada was taking a class. He said, can't you see the magic? So Prabhupada, magic? You said that, magic is for fools. Prabhupada said, okay, that's okay, but did you see the magic? So what? Prabhupada said, you got knowledge. You got knowledge. And this is actually the magic of our life. There was once Srila Prabhupada said to his guru, my dear guru, in the famous prayer, magic done your divine grace. So same way, Prabhupada has also done magic within our heart. Yeah. We can't even believe this fortune. We accepted the lotus feet of Krishna. Please understand, it cannot be done by except a pure devotee. It has happened because of Srila Prabhupada today, that we have accepted Krishna within our heart. It is actually impossible to do that. It's a very, very fortunate thing which has happened. But did we pay the price for this? No, we didn't pay price for this. We are really fortunate to get it free. Not free, little price he paid. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Banaras, he said that so much load I have brought, and all this Kashi, whatever city is full of all the people who are impersonalist. If they can pay me little price, I can give it to them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful. For very little price, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us Krishna consciousness for a little price. We should take it. There is nothing to be discouraged. Sometimes what happens, devotees see, I'm not advancing, these all things. That's a good emotion, humble emotions. But they can just look, not 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years of their spiritual life. And they can actually see so much has changed. And I was a person just running after material pursuits. I was a person who was dragged by material desires. But today I'm in a position, I'm in an opportunity that I'm able to enjoy the pleasure of Krishna consciousness. Okay, sorry. So I hope my voice is audible.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, we are able to hear you.
I'm sorry, my temple also, this Kirtan class going on. Take care. So the Karmakandi activity, generally we are dragged by Karmakandi activities and attracted to the material domain, even though we have access. So sometimes, and we feel I'm not advancing. Day-wise, a separate issue, but just go a little longer. We can see something very wonderful, that if a long period of time, the great miracles have happened within our life, and we accepted the lotus feet of Guru, we accepted the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and by their mercy, accepted the lotus feet of Krishna. It's actually we are beneficiary of a great mercy and having accessed a spiritual domain in that way. Otherwise, the spiritual domain is not accessible. Most of the people in India, they generally discuss from a very karmakandiya level, even that is not correct many times. They discuss this Mahabharata when he was making. He met all the top actors of Bombay, and he asked, which role do you want? Everybody wanted Karna's role. So that shows that even the analysis of karmakanda is not correct. People are not able to even understand ABCDs, even on Papa Punya level. So it requires, therefore, definitely the guidance of pure devotees to access the spiritual domain. Okay? So Prabhupada says here, Bhagavad Gita says one should be above the dominion of fruitive activities. The different kind of liberation, mukti. The best mukti is to engagement in devotion service of Supreme Lord. Just wait, I'll get the volume reduced. Sorry, Prabhuji. So the best mukti is the engagement and devotion service of Supreme Lord. This, I think, all of you know that. Mukti pradata sarvesha, Vishnu evana samshaya. Mukti can only be given by Vishnu. And mukti means, mukti hitva anatha rupam sarupena vavasiti. Mukti means to be situated in our original Krishna consciousness. That is mukti. Okay? And sarupa. So what is our sarupa? Jivera sarupa Krishna nityadasa. So real mukti is therefore coming to the platform that I am eternal servant of Krishna. Okay. Not only does Aniruddha help fruitive actors, he does that. Krishna is yeyathama prapadyante. Whatever you ask, Krishna will give you. Okay. He also has devotee engaged in devotional service. And as I explained to you, this devotional service is Golokera Premadhvani Harinama Sankirtana. Just like we say, the holy name is borrowed from the spiritual world. So the devotional energy, we say, no, therefore Balaram Jayanti and Nityananda Tirayodasi, we always say the bala to serve Krishna comes from the Lord. You cannot, therefore Prabhupada used to say, unless Krishna Shakti vina hoy parivartana. You cannot preach. And just think about it. When you're talking to somebody, you're saying to accept Krishna's lotus feet. Neither you are seeing Krishna, neither he is seeing Krishna's lotus feet. So how can you say that? Yeah, you can say that when you are in trance of Krishna consciousness, when your heart has been, softened by the vibration of the Lord's holy name, then you can say that. Otherwise, it's not some preaching will not be effective. Therefore, if you see all the good classes of book distribution, first thing they say any preaching, do your sadhana well. Because unless somebody has a good sadhana, how will he derive mercy of Krishna? Okay? By dint of inexhaustible, he also has the devotee engaged with inexhaustible energy. Well, how does it do that? Just like a heat is the source of mental energy, the inspiration of the Lord Aniruddha. He's sitting within the heart. And what is the sitting within the heart the Lord does? He does three things. Mata Smriti Jnana. He gives you the knowledge. He gives you first the memory of what you know. He gives you fresh knowledge. If you are doing something, you don't know what to do. Like that I should do. And forgetfulness. So he controls within our heart. So he can give us these are generally the factors that the Mata Smriti Jnanam the Lord does. And for a devotee, he starts giving him spiritual inspirations by which one can engage in executing devotional service. So generally what happens, we have our own plan in life. And Lord has his own plan. And these two don't intersect for a devotee. But for a non-devotee, it intersects because your plan is different, Lord's plan is different. Therefore, sometimes people cannot understand why the Lord did a particular activity. For a devotee, it is Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. For a devotee, every moment is happiness. Because he knows Krishna was so merciful to me. Every moment is celebrating. Because you have to be like that in the spiritual world. Every moment Krishna is speaking and acting. And every moment the response is spiritual world. Wow. Krishna said, just like when Srila Prabhupada was on earth, that's what was happening. Every word he speaks, every gesture he makes, there was a celebration going on. That is how they were empowered to do this, what they did. We recently were in Vrindavan, we had Shrutakirti Prabhu. He was telling the same thing I heard from our Guru Maharaj also. Prabhu used to call us in the middle of night sometimes. He said we used to feel so privileged, to even get one word from him, even in the middle of night. One word, one line of instruction. So much we used to feel privileged. So pure devotee shows the nature of Krishna in this way. And we get to know how Krishna is. Every moment Krishna speaks something. We read in Nectar of Devotion when Krishna was talking to his father not to do the Indra Puja, the Govardhan Indra Puja. At that time, the gopis discussed, Krishna was speaking so sweetly, so sweetly. So every act of Krishna is full of, nectar in the spiritual world. So now we are in the middle world. Even here, Krishna is only in control. Krishna, everything is happening. Nothing is happening without Krishna's sanction. But we are not able to see the beauty of Krishna's work. Oh my God, so wonderful, so wonderful. Even in our personal life, every moment Krishna is acting. Krishna's Leela is going on for each one of us in that way. Every moment is guiding. Just like Arjuna when he's hearing Krishna. Krishna, every word you're telling me is nectar, Krishna. Please tell me more and more. So similarly, every moment, so many things are happening. Krishna is taking us, trying to take us back to the spiritual world. And if you see in that way, there is total harmony. But if you do not have a plan to go back to the spiritual world, then you don't understand. We sit down sad. Once a devotee is sitting sad in front of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I order you to become happy. Why? Because if somebody is sad means Maya. Sad means illusion. Because nothing sad happens. Srila Prabhupada said, nothing lamentable happens in the kingdom of God. So there is no reason to be sad unless you are in Maya. Sad means Maya. But we are not electrified every moment. We see contrary things happening contrary. We curse somebody, feel bad. We see some injustice that happened. Because of him, I'm in this position. No, Visham Purna Sakayate. Every moment is a nectar. And devotee feels an ecstasy, happiness, spiritual happiness, taking every step. Pratipadam Purna Amrit Aswadanam. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana. So this is actually the spiritual world. And Krishna infuses the devotees who are understood the aspect that every moment, and it becomes actually Daya Bhag. You must know Tatyan Kampam Shushikshmana Munjana Evatma Kritam Vipakam Hridavag Vapuvi Vidadham Namaste Jive Yamukti Padesa Daya Bhag. For him, going back to the spiritual world becomes his right. And if he can see this, that not a moment happens without any, not a moment happens without any mercy of Krishna. He sees mercy of Krishna in every moment. When we get some, say, we go to the office, they say, we have promoted you and your salary has been doubled. We come back home, we say, Krishna is so merciful. That's nice. You go to the office, we say, we have suspended you and there is no job for 2-3 months sitting in the house. We don't say it's Krishna is so merciful. We rather see another way. But that's not the way pure devotee sees. When Bali Maharaj was tied with the ropes, and at that time ties the ropes of Vasuki, at that time Prahlad Maharaj appears and he offers a beautiful prayer. He said, my Lord, both by blessing him to become the controller of three, some word was there, Trilokeshwara. You made him Trilokeshwara one time, and today you have taken away everything from him. Both times you are merciful to him. Now this is Prahlad Maharaj's vision. Our vision is, suppose somebody makes it Trilokeshwara, all the three, all words, all the devatas, everybody is under you. You feel, God is very merciful. And now he ties you publicly and insults it publicly, takes away everything for you in a moment. And look at the Bali Maharaj, how peaceful he was. How peaceful. He was just thinking, where is the third step? He was thinking like that. And Prahlad Maharaj came, his head was down. He was feeling ashamed that he could not satisfy the Lord. Vamandev was apparently just acting. Brahma also said, my dear Lord, enough. For one tulsi leaf, you are satisfied. He has given the whole universe to you, and still you are angry at him. That was the drama Lord Vamandev was doing. But Bali Maharaj was taking it seriously. He was thinking that he has not been able to satisfy the Lord. He was feeling sad. Where is the third step? And his face was down in shame. And at that time, Prahlad Maharaj says, my Lord, you're so wonderful actually, both in blessing him to become Trilokeshwara and today taking everything away from him. At both the instants, you are very merciful to him. And that is true. He gave him Sutala. Vamandev was just doing drama and became his doorkeeper, conquered by his love. So what Bali Maharaj at any moment had any doubt? No. Why? He knew. Why he knew? Because in his heart, pure devotion had been invoked. By whom? By Prahlad Maharaj. His Guru Shukracharya cannot give him pure devotion. He didn't have to give. He got it from Prahlad Maharaj. Somebody has to give you. He had pure devotion within his heart. And when Vamanadeva came, he offered everything at his lotus feet and enhanced his devotion to the Lord. And the Lord said, okay, what do you want? He was so happy. So Prahlad Maharaj says, okay, my Lord, you've taken everything away today. At this time also, you are merciful. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning, Ashochan anavashochastam pragyavadam sabhashase gatasun agatasun jananu shochandi panditaha. It is said a devotee sees somebody, gatasun agatasun, any condition, either वो गया नहीं गया अभी जाने वाला है, ऐसा नहीं है हमेशा के लिए नहीं जाएगा, जाने वाला है. So gatasun agatasun cha, or ashochan anvashochasam. People make so many things. They search for things to cry. They find some cause. They create some dissatisfaction within their heart. And then they destroy their spiritual life. Always, why is it today, if I make the theme of offenses, why there is an offense we do? Because there is a dissatisfaction. Dhritarashtra also had dissatisfaction within his heart. I didn't get the kingdom. And what did he do? When there is a dissatisfaction, you cannot follow even regulative principles. When Krishna met the Brahmana who came in the message of Rukmini, first question Krishna asked the Brahmana, are you satisfied within your mind? If you're not satisfied within your mind, you are actually a very dangerous person, because to cover your dissatisfaction, you may even do adharma. That is what Dhritarashtra did. To cover his dissatisfaction, he was blind. A blind person cannot be the king. Now this dissatisfaction was there within his heart, and he created a cause out of it. Okay, I could not be, let my son be something. And because of that, he could tolerate all the sins his son did. Just try to analyze the Dhritarashtra's mind. Why he was tolerating all the sins? Because he wanted to achieve something in the material world, cover his dissatisfaction. True? Even he was living in the palace of Yudhishthira very comfortably, because he was treating him like a king. So the same way Karna. Karna was also having dissatisfaction that I'm not getting the the honor of your great archer. Everybody says I'm a son of a Sutaputra, whatever. They're not giving me the honor. Dissatisfaction. To cover that dissatisfaction, what did he do? He went and lied to Parashuram. He did adharma to learn the Astra Vidya. He did sin. It's not why you are lying to such a great person. Is it here? Because the dissatisfaction is a thing like that. To cover, you commit suicide because of dissatisfaction. Some injustice happened to me. Some injustice is happening to me. I was really funny thing, I was just recently analyzing. I'll again come back to this Karna thing. Why people are so much enamored by Karna? Because the problem is that everybody is a Karna today. Everybody feels that actually I should be the prime minister of the country. They're not giving me. Everybody feels like that. I am the greatest person on earth. They should give me $1 billion. They're not giving me. All the job companies, they work like this only. Are you not being paid less? The first line. Do you get a message? Don't you think you are getting less salary? Yes, I should get the greatest salary. I should have $100 million. I want my own private aircraft. He thinks he's the greatest person. Where you look at Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he won the war, he refused to rule. He refused to rule. He's not thinking I'm a greatest person. He said, I'm the most sinful person. That's a great man. Krishna said, rule. No, I'm a sinful person. He was not duplicitous. He was genuinely saying, I'm not fit to rule. What are you saying, my lord? I'm so sinful. See? Then Vedavyasa ordered him, rule. No, I'm a sinful person. Then he took to Bhishma. Then he said, these people are lying helpless. They need of a ruler, my dear grandchild, I order you. Then he accepted the order of Bhishma and he took up the throne. Then he went to Dhritarashtra. What do you say? He said, rule. Then he accepted the rule, knowing that I've been ordered to do that. Recently somebody was asking me that I'm not able to concentrate by chanting. I said, if you're chanting on your own taste, you will not chant. Any devotion service done in the order of an higher authority becomes pure devotion service. So similarly, you chant. I've been ordered by my guru. I'm ordered by Srila Prabhupada to chant. You chant 16 rounds. You will do 16 rounds in that way and do it in a proper consciousness because I have been ordered. It is so wonderful. So similarly, we should be very careful. So he took come back to everybody feels I am a Karna. And that's why he became a hero. Now I understood why he became a hero. Because everybody feels I have not been given what I am due for. They should give me big kingdom. They should say I am the greatest man. They are not saying that. Wherever I should go, people should clap. But a devotee doesn't feel like that. Prabhupada, the devotee feels, when that wherever I go, people should pick up their slippers and beat me. I am such a sinful person. He has a natural humility. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, what does he say? He said, I am lower than the worm in the stool and more sinful than Jagai Madai. Prabhupada says, he is our esteemed master. He written such beautiful Chaitanya Charitamrita. But don't think he's just speaking out of, just to show. No, he's actually feeling like that. The devotee should feel like that. That I've been ordered. Actually, I'm unfit to do any service. I'm useless. The moment you feel I'm special, the moment you feel that, ahankara for your activities, then everything is just matter of time, everything will be lost. Then you become angry for small things. You lose your support. Even I'm saying, practically speaking, in the world, nobody likes to encourage or support a proud man. But you see somebody is humble, genuinely, from the heart. And so the devotee is making an artificial. He actually sees a reality. What am I? I'm such a small thing. Maya can fly me away in a second. So therefore, we should always have satisfaction within our heart and always be in company of devotees. Then offenses do not happen. We see the example of Parikshit Maharaj. He could have also created issue out of the small thing that, he was unjustly punished with the death penalty for a small offense. His offense was to put a dead snake around somebody. But that doesn't get death penalty for that. The punishment has to be proportionate to the offense you have done, isn't it? He's not killed that person. He didn't put a live snake. He put a dead snake. So he doesn't have to get death penalty for that. He could have made an issue of that, felt dissatisfied for that. I have a great service to rule, sometimes to rule the world, and my service is getting disturbed now. This person, but no, he just thought about, there was the total satisfaction within his heart. Rather, while coming back, he was praying to the Lord that punish me so severely, my Lord, that I do not do such activities again. He was praying this, punish me so severely. As a teacher in colleges, many times students tell me, sir, I'm sorry I'm late. I said, that's not a gentleman's prayer. So what is gentleman prayer? Sir, I'm late today to the class. Please punish me so severely that I'm not late again. That's gentleman. Not that I'm sorry. That's for small kids. A grown-up person, whenever he does mistake, he should pray to the Lord. My Lord, I'm so useless, worthless. Punish me so severely that I don't do such a thing again. And therefore, when he got the news of death penalty, he welcomed it. He accepted the Lord's will. Now, he could have created some dissatisfaction within his heart if he was not Krishna conscious. He could have counteracted the curse opposite. He could have repelled the curse. He could have also cursed that people, or he could have sent his army and wiped out that village itself. Forget that small boy. Any person will do like that, correct? No, he accepted. And then because he accepted, because he did not go one step beyond the step of dharma, what happened to him? Shuka Muni came, the greatest of devotees came to help him. Greatest of devotees came to help him. Even Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he was crying that sin has happened, what does Bhishma convince him? Bhishma says that Deva Achyuta Dharma Ashraya. What are you telling, sinful? Vipra Dharma Achyuta Ashraya. You're always were within the boundary of dharma because you're always listening to the Brahmanas. We are always listening to Krishna. You're always obeying the scripture. Where you're telling you're done sinful activity, you're not done any sin. Okay? So if you stay like that, don't do always satisfied within the heart, always within the boundary of the orders given by Guru and Krishna, and then always everything is auspicious. And then inspiration Aniruddha will continue. Just like when Shukamuni came, Parikshit Maharaj was actually shocked. How can this fortune be mine? Imagine you're leaving the body and the greatest devotee on earth comes to you at that moment. You feel what a fortune that Krishna has given me, isn't it? And he sits there, don't worry, I'll be with you and I'll talk about Krishna to you. But he can't believe the fortune. But why that fortune? Because always was happy, satisfied in his mind. Always he was accepting everything as the mercy of the Lord. He never did adharma to cover so-called dissatisfaction within his heart. And that life is glorious. The life becomes glorious and happy life. And you see that even now, if I can conclude by those analysis of that, the Dhritarashtra, if he had remained, say, pious, then who would be the king? Yudhishthira? Yes. The respect Yudhishthira gave to Dhritarashtra is Duryodhana never gave. After the war, Yudhishthira became the king. He kept Dhritarashtra in the palace, and the respect he gave to Dhritarashtra, the love and care he gave to Dhritarashtra is Duryodhana never gave. Every day he used to come, bow down to him, ask about his health with great affection. It said, I am so sinful actually. You took shelter or gave shelter to us. We were fatherless, but in reciprocation, I killed all your children. Please forgive me. The perfect gentleman. And then on top of it, it just shows the behavior that had he not done adharma, He had the situation much more comfortable than what he had by doing the adharma. Had he followed the path of dharma, he would have enjoyed more. He would have been very virtuous, been taken care with love and care, affection. It is said that then later when Vidura wanted to take him for salvation, he could not get Vaikuntha. Bhagavatam says because of so much aparadha he did to Pandavas. So his ultimate salvation also he compromised by taking the path of dharma, even though somebody tried to help him out. Same way take situation of Karna. Had he stayed the path of dharma, okay, everything you don't get in life. Some pura karma is blocking it. He was a great demon in previous life, and Dhritarashtra had removed the eyes of some bird. So life, everything doesn't come. There may be some reason why it's not coming. You are blind because some reason, some papa karma you did. So some difficulty you are having in life, accept it, be peaceful and happy and satisfied. And don't do adharma to satisfy. Now look at Karna. Had he stayed the path of dharma, what would have happened? Krishna offered him the whole kingdom before the war. And what did he say? No, I'm sorry. I've taken so much favor from Duryodhana, now I cannot back out. So by taking the side of adharma, he got trapped. Even Krishna could not pull him out, isn't it? He continued serving the Kali Purusha personified Duryodhana. So that is his misfortune. So if taking the side of adharma didn't help him. But had he stayed in the path of dharma, everything was his. The kingdom was his. He lost foolishly. So always in life, therefore, it's very important to be happy, satisfied, whatever Krishna has given us. And in that way, we don't never make any offense. We are very careful. We are living pleasant. We are very genuine. We know our real situation, that if I'm staying in Krishna consciousness, it is only by the mercy of Guru, Krishna and Vaishnavas. I should know that. Today, I'm in Krishna consciousness not because of the academic knowledge. Because when aparadhas happen, everything is taken away. Your realizations are also taken away. We know the cases of Saubhari Muni. We know so many cases. When moment aparadhas happen, Saubhari Muni becomes so glaringly, metal energy became attracted to him when he did aparadha to Garuda, that the fishes copulating agitated in sex life, and he married king's 50 girls, 50 daughters. And later he corrected himself, but made a mess. So when aparadha happen, it's not that you'll forget Bhagavad Gita shlokas, but the metal energy will become very glaring and spiritual happiness will vanish from your heart. That's an aparadha. The Prabhupada said the curtains will be put. You cannot see the sweetness. You can see Krishna, you can go to the temple, take darshan, but the beauty, the pleasure of, transcendental pleasure of darshan of the Lord will go away. When you sit and chant Hare Krishna, the transcendental pleasure of the sweetness of the holy name will go away. You read Shastra, no taste, no interest, but metal newspaper look very attractive. Metal news will look very attractive. That's called offense. The result of offense is that we lose the taste for devotion service. So how did he get the taste for devotion service? By the mercy of Aniruddha, by mercy of Aniruddha's servant, a great Vaishnavas. And therefore, when we taste pleasure of Krishna consciousness, you become very, very careful and fearful of making an aparadha. In spiritual life, the two words are very important, careful and fearful. We should do service to Krishna very carefully as a daksha, and fearful that I don't make any offense. So we should be very careful in that way, and we can continue to progress in the path of devotion service by the mercy of Aniruddha, by mercy of Lord Shiva, and achieve the grace of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful, Prabhu. Nectarian, so nectarian. Thank you, Prabhu, for I think just two few points what I could. I think you started with how Lord Shiva was so happy with the Prachesa cooperation, and in between you also mentioned about Bhagavatam is loaded with bhakti, and also Lord Krishna doesn't accept offenses. Finally, you concluded saying that in a Krishna consciousness, be careful and fearful of offenses. That's the most.
Is the smallest of offense as a lesson? They were kicked out of Vaikuntha.
Yes, bro.
In a Vaikuntha, there is not a single disturbance, only peace and love,
yes,
purity and love. Yes, so many times we see that why I cannot go there, but I will create because I am an offense personified. Every second we do aparadha and fight and shout. We will not be able to fit there.
Sure. Now I'll leave any questions. I think there is a chat box as a question, Prabhu. Can I read out for you?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sankarshan Prabhu was asked, Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam Prabhu, how to get addicted to spiritual rasa, like studying Srimad Bhagavatam?
Yeah, that comes by, you have to serve a Vaishnava. See, it's very most difficult thing and the most beautiful thing, both. It comes with the association of devotees. Because Krishna doesn't give mercy directly. He gives mercy through the devotees. Tadavidhi pranipatana. Why it's needed? Krishna can give the knowledge directly. No? Why? He wants to give through the devotees. So by serving devotees, we get the taste for devotion service. So you look for devotees who have a taste for devotion service, serve them. They can from within their heart give you. That is said, no dharma. That's how you can understand that tarka pratyasha shutaya vivinna, this sweetness of pleasure of serving Krishna, that's the real dharma, essence of dharma, cannot be get by argument and all. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. It is hidden in the heart of a devotee. You have to collect from there. And when you are respectful to devotee, when you serve him with genuine sincerity, he bestows, definitely. Prabhupada says that the vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya, in the purport Prabhupada says the spiritual master is naturally very, very merciful. So any Vaishnava in that respect is naturally very merciful by nature. He'll bestow the pleasure, and even a little of the pleasure, one spot we get, life becomes successful. So even in the series of shloka that are there, Shrantam Satakata Katha Krishna Punya, what is the first shloka of that? You see that? Shloka, it's said by serving devotees we get the taste of devotion. Anybody knows that? Remember the shloka? It's just slipping from my mind. The previous to Sharvatam.
So anyone can.
Syat Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punya, Syat Mahat Sevaya. Mahat Sevaya. By the service to the devotees, you get the taste. Once you get a taste, the Shravanam Kirtanam starts and you get the devotional service. Consciously, unconsciously, we have to serve a devotee to begin devotional service.
Other devotees hope can unmute, right? Can somebody unmute and confirm? Rani Mataji, able to unmute? Sorry.
Hare Krishna.
1 second.
Sorry, I connected to yesterday's my class to today's class, so I took you on another.
So I think we are not able to unmute. 1 second.
Okay, okay, sorry, because I did something. I'll make them now. Everybody can unmute now. Yes. Our relatives and friends are not. Okay. Our relatives and friends are not Krishna conscious. How to react? See, one thing is there. Always, it is less preaching, more engagement works. When I was staying in Infosys, I used to engage all my roommates. All the 4 were atheists. All the 4 were personification of 4 regulative principle breaking. One was a drunkard, one was the woman hunter. Really, really funny situation. And don't want to glorify myself, but I was actually stuck in that situation. I used to chant Hare Krishna. So nobody wanted to stay with me. When 25 of us came from IIT to Bangalore to join Infosys, nobody wanted to stay with me because I was a mad person. Nobody wanted to stay with these 4 because they were really crooked. The other extreme. That level also nobody does. They used to be drunk, means extreme limit. And one was a gambler. All 4 regular principles, all 4 used to break. So then what happened was really funny situation. I don't know. I don't deserve this, what Krishna gave me. And I was in that house because I didn't have money to, pay rent for the whole flat. It's in Bangalore, Koromangala. Infosys is a small one company and one flat. So we were sitting in a broker's, big office, and I'm sitting there. Nobody out of the 25, 24 people didn't want to look at my face. And these 4 people wanted one more person. They were asking, hey, not with you, not with you. Everybody saying, no, they're backing up. Then they looked at me. Somehow they felt mercy at me. They said, would you stay with us? Helpless, totally helpless. I said, okay, what do I do? I have nobody else to stay with. And I stayed. In the fridge, they were keeping meat. They will Friday, Saturday night, they will be drinking. Then I had this challenge, and my landlord told me that, can you vacate the house? I said, why? He said, these people you are not, because Saturday, Sunday I used to stay in the temple. You are not here, but the weekend they drink and they lie down on the road. Can't even get up and climb the stairs to the house. We are on first floor. So people are saying we have daughters at home. Such kind of boys, we are scared. We don't know what they will do. So I give back your advance and say, I said, can you give me some time? I said, how much you want? Say, give me 3 months. Things will be better. I said, really? And actually it worked. It worked. All Krishna's grace that time, I was just immature in spiritual life, just starting with 21, 22, 20, 22 year old. So all I did was I, engaged them. Hey, can you bring some flowers? I used to bring flowers. Hey, now we have a Chanchalapati Prabhu's coming. So can you do the cooking? Yeah, I can do cooking, I'll do. He was a good cook, one of them. Can you clean it? I just engaged those jokers. And it happened. And all 5 of us joined the temple. Can you believe it? In fact, my college mates were unbelievably shocked that these people who were extreme end of our college can transform into Krishna consciousness. So same in a family, engage them. Many times what happens, you try to instruct too much. They will not like to listen. Nobody likes to listen to it. Engage them. You blow conch very well, Can you blow the conch? Today I'm going to do Aarti. Yeah, enjoy, blows the conch. Good. Credit. Sukriti, 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 Sukriti. It never goes waste. Prabhupada says, even somebody plays a kartal, it never goes waste. I have an example. I don't know whether you know that case. When I opened preaching in Manipal, it was a very struggling time. Those days, I had no money actually. I left the Madhu Pandit group and I went to Manipal, opened the center. I did not have any money. It was a very difficult situation. One person came to help me. And he helped me, set up that house. He helped me with his car going around, so many things he did. Then after that, we closed the Manipal preaching and we came back to Mangalore, and Krishna's grace, some little we are able to do. And that person came few days ago, chanting 16 now. He's with Harishetra now, about to take initiation also. So this devotion service will always have that faith, will never be wasted. Just engage them. Somehow we don't have that faith. Let the credit accumulate. Just like whenever somebody coming to temple, that's what Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked. What are the greatest thing you notice in Prabhupada all the time? He says, if somebody had a slightest inclination of devotion service, Prabhupada has to grab it. Just like, somebody is there near a temple, they plays Mridanga very well. We have been encouraging small one. I know the credit will, but Prabhupada says, just like a small child, he plays Kartal. Prabhupada said, he bows down. You may think it's childish plaything. For Krishna, it's not childish plaything. He's noting that. In Kirtan, he was playing Kartal. The child was bowing down to the Lord. You've seen some small children, you pay obeisance, they're behind the father, they're imitating, they pay obeisance. The credit is being, proper, it's not going waste, it is being noted. And one day, when the credit is enough, the child will surrender his life to Krishna, or he will purchase Krishna with that credit. So let the credit accumulate for the family members, because you somehow had the credit. Because of good association, you got the credit. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha service. By moment association and devotee, you got all the credit. Because sometimes the question was asked to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, we are from a sinful background, Mlechas and Yavanas. And the shlokas, the Bhagavatam says, and Ahopatosa Pachobi Gariani Yajivagre Vartate Nama Tubyam Tepa Tapaju Shishwarya Brahmanuchuru Nam Grinanti Yete. So, Prabhupada, we should have all these things to have the name of Krishna in our tongue. Yes. So, but where we got this credit? Prabhupada, I gave you. Similarly, now engage them somehow, and somehow engage them. Another thing is that sometimes you may be attracted to somebody who was your Siksha Guru and you got enamored and you heard him submissively. That's how spiritual life starts, by hearing submissively, and your spiritual life started. But that other person is a family member, sometimes may not be, for various reasons, able to connect to that same person. The temple has so many other devotees. Just take them to temple to the festivals. I remember when I was in temple, there was one devotee. He's still active. I think he has big daddy now. I think Amrit Chaitanya, if you know, some of you know him. He had 2 small kids. Oh my God, they were so serious. I used to come to just look at them, they would be chanting. I just get inspired even by a small child. I used to feel so nice. I used to get encouraged. So you may be encouraged by somebody may be encouraged by somebody. So take them to Devotees Association. And first person, he start listening submissively, his spiritual life is start off. So allow that opportunity, because in family, what happens, we are very familiar to each other. We don't listen to each other submissively. Like in my own case, I tell you, I could not make my father devotee myself. He was doing something, but not accepting Krishna consciousness fully. So what happened? One of my colleague, who was among these four only, went to Delhi. In fact, he was the relative of the president of India. And, we had the big glasses in the Bangalore temple. We wanted some tax exemption because we imported that, and heavy, something like 50 lakh, 1 crore rupee exemption. So he was the closest nephew possible of President of India. So he was sent by the temple to get that exemption. He stayed in my house and my parents, and he made them devotee. So parents are family. Oh, they taught you everything. No, they will not be listening so submissively to the son sometimes. Or family people also know your weaknesses. You cannot hide. So ye bolta hai, so the kaun sunega. But somebody else, like my own classmate, went to my house, and he taught my father A, B, C, D, father, and they became devotees after that. They convinced. They said, "This is wonderful. Now we are convinced." So somebody exposed to, apart from you, to other devotee, and apart from maybe your Siksha, who is your Siksha Guru, other devotees who in the temple, somebody may attract them, and they will, because to begin spiritual life, you have to hear submissively, because whatever is spoken in spiritual life only descends to the heart from a devotee. So, but they may listen to somebody submissively, and spiritual life starts off. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. We also know that your father is taking so many classes now. Your mother is also taking classes. So we heard a lot of pastimes from your father.
They are doing, and I'm so happy. My father used to say that you have no engagement for me when he used to come to Bangalore. Now in my temple, there is not a single brahmachari who is not attending Bhakti Shastri training course today. Everybody teach. Now this is a nice engagement, very nice engagement. If you can get them good engagement, devotees feel very happy. So parents are now, I've reduced their engagement. Both are taking three classes a day. I said, you are 70 plus, please. Now relax down. So reduce father to both to one class in a day. So they're age now. So there are difficulties.
Thank you, Prabhu. Malini Mataji, you have raised hand. Any questions, comments? Are you able to unmute, Mataji?
Oh, no, this doesn't allow. Now she can unmute.
Hare Krishna, Das here, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
remember those days in the early 90s, you are the one who really mentored Siddharth and Swarup when they were kids. They were hardly 5 years. And they're always with you, and you taught them right from playing mirdagam, kartals, and philosophy, basically, strong philosophy. And they used to
I'll tell you a small background of that. I had joined the temple, and everybody was being given one kind of vrinda. This concept Guru Maharaj started now. So I was new and I was feeling very sad. They didn't give anything to me. So then at the end, they said, okay, small children, you can take care. That is why I made them. You understood?
Yes, Prabhu.
I was, everybody said, okay, Amitasana, you do this, Rajilochan, you do this. They didn't give anything to me. I was Kanishta Bhakta. They didn't give anything to me. Okay, can you take care of small children? That's how it started. And, I met wonderful devotees.
Early morning, 4:30, they'll say, Dad, we want to be in the temple. We'll be there 4:30 Mangalarti every Sunday. And your inspiration really inspired.
I'll tell you some more sweet about that. They all went for the sadhaka to interview. So when devotee was interviewing, so you have written that you will chant, how many rounds to chant? I think they were already chanting 8 or 16 rounds. Okay, why you chant? Prabhu told. You will be vegetarian? Yes. Why you will be vegetarian? Prabhu told. Children, they know the Gita Bhagavata is later. Prabhu told. And they came to me, we were laughing and laughing. Your boy, whatever he asked, chanting. What about 8? They were chanting 8 or 16, 16 round. Why are you chanting? Prabhu told. Who is God? Krishna. Who told? Prabhu told. Only one answer. That's a very sweet age, they accept every word, every word children accept. Yes, Prabhuji, I still remember them. Very, very sweet memories. Very, very sweet memories.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
And on Sunday, when they used to play Mridanga, no, everybody used to stare at them like that. So handsome, so beautiful looking. Remember?
Yes,
Sunday,
Prabhu.
we used to have that big program, big kirtan. They used to be everybody's eyes. Used to all stare at them, smiling and playing expertly. Take care, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Visit
Hare
Bangalore. I please, whenever you come, we have a guest house here. Whenever you're coming to Udupi, take advantage. Little facility we have, and we
Yes.
can meet you also.
Please come to Mysore, Prabhu. We are now settled down in Mysore. You're most welcome. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, definitely.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Any comments? I hope others can unmute now. So sorry, some technical issues. Just raise a hand in case you want to share anything, please. If you're not able to unmute.
Yes, Ravi, Lochana, Gauranga.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranams. Thank you for the wonderful nectar. I think it was very practical tips you gave about in terms of how dissatisfaction can lead to fall down in spiritual life. That was a wonderful thing. I just want to ask one thing. Yes, when we associate so much with devotees, what also happens is familiarity, which can make us commit many mistakes. So, what would be your tips or guidance for that?
You have to ask Guru Maharaj, the advanced question for advanced teachers. I think about that. Yeah, definitely when you're devotees, we become familiar because we start seeing things on a material domain. See what happens when we become weak in Krishna consciousness, sense gratification starts. When sense gratification starts, we cannot see things on a higher domain. We start seeing things on a metal domain. We start seeing devotees on a metal domain. Correct? We don't see there are two aspects of a devotee. Devotee is in a material domain, definitely. Is another domain. Poor fellow is serving Krishna and he's tasting Krishna consciousness. There are two aspects of him. So when we are Krishna conscious, we see this aspect and we feel so happy about the fortune he got of, the mercy he is getting. But when we get blinded by sense gratification because of our own weaknesses, then this vision goes out of a picture. Just like the deity. When you look at the deity, say you go to many deities are very ancient deities. Say Guruvayu or Udupi or Pandharpur, and they will not be exactly like you get marble deities you get from Jaipur, correct? But still, when we should know how to see deities. We see with love, devotion. Then the deities look totally transcendental. But when you are weak in Krishna consciousness, you look at the material defects on the form of the deity. You are not knowing how to take darshan of the deity, and then what happens after that? You fall down, correct? So same way a devotee is actually, you should look at the spiritual dimension of a devotee. He is getting mercy of Krishna and serving Krishna. And every gram of energy he's investing in service to Krishna is becoming day by day more fortunate. We are seeing that's a way to look at a devotee. But we don't see that. We look at when we become weak in Krishna consciousness, sometimes it may be his fault, but sometimes our own fault. We only see on a mental dimension because spiritual dimension is now beyond my access. So, and then we
Hare Krishna.
That's why Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada also had the problem, that Matha, at the people started fighting for rooms. Now just analyze that. So if you analyze that, only in Kali Yuga, only Harinama can kill this quarrel that it creates. As the preaching expand, now you're going to have big temples as it is coming up. Along with that, the preaching energy should keep expanding. Otherwise, I call it Bhag Bajar effect will happen. And it has happened many times. It happened in Bangalore when the temple came up. If you know the secret, it was not because of Ritvik Yusuf we fought with them. Because Bhag Bajar effect. I told that, nobody accepted. It's a Bhag Bajar effect. Means as the opulence increases of a temple, more and more the devotee should increase their spiritual energy. More Sankirtana should increase. Now you're going to have big temple in Bangalore about to manifest for you, correct? The spiritual energy, the temple becomes a platform for preaching vigorously. Then Maya cannot touch. Otherwise, that room, this room, no, same thing will start off.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, actually in this Shiva Gita, like more than Krishna, here the expansions of Krishna has been glorified. Is it, Prabhu? Why?
You have to ask some senior devotee for it. Mataji, my knowledge is very limited. I am ABCD. Okay? I'll find out. I do not know. There may be a particular reason.
Because Aniruddha has been glorified so much in both the things.
So on whom? Now you study on whom Lord Shiva is meditating.
Yes.
He meditates on Sankarshana, is his main deity of meditation, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhu, in the previous.
Some places it is a Sankarshana. Yeah. Mataji, that will be very advanced. You have to meet Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. He will tell you what the reason. Correct.
Okay.
Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I will study, Mataji, because I have not studied these verses with deep and read all the purports and lectures. Then I can tell you technically. We just came back from Vrindavan, Prabhuji. We had 600 devotees.
Yes, I heard so, Prabhu.
And,
so wonderful.
But it was so hot, 40 degrees.
Yes.
So that is somehow testing condition.
600 devotees after a long time, they're really impressed. I have spoken to a few devotees. They were really, really appreciating the kind of.
No, we tried in the evening. We tried association of devotees like. So many, all the temple presidents came, the senior devotees came, Shrutakirti Prabhu came. We gave them the nice association in the evening, and in the morning time, we took them for the yatra. We tried all that, but one thing only was going difficult was the heat. It was really difficult for them. Some 100 people fell sick, and one person fainted also on the road because of heat. So little carelessness or a wrong time mistake happened from our side. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so already 9:30 now. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you once again for your association from your valuable time. I know you are so busy, so many preaching. Other day you mentioned that even if you want to review the, your classes happening, even 2 minutes, you need 1 month to cover all the
something. You see, actually, I've not done anything. Just like previously, he's talking about that. I still remember. One was the two sons. The old names, now they are initiated names. Yes, Sarup and Siddharth. Yeah, I still remember. So I was just in midst of that. Things were happening. So similarly, I'm in midst of that, and by mercy of Guru Maharaj, mercy of Prabhupada, things are happening. No credit. Thank you. Shabda Hari. Yeah, now is Shabda Hari, very famous. Yeah. Internationally famous. Okay, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Pacha kalpaduruvascha kripa sindhuvevacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavano namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, we're ending the meeting now. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30, the temple. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dhanavad Prabhu. Dhanavad Mataji.